Yeah, good afternoon. Hello, my name is Rukayat Odola Akinyemi. So I'm here to present human nutrition and the digestive system. So this slide 2 is the overview of the presentation, the structure and function of the digestive system, the process of biochemical chemical digestion as well as the enzyme involved, and the constituent food groups and what make up a balanced diet with a relevant example. So the slide 3 is here is the diagram of a digestive system that contains many different structures. So we have the mouth and mouth cavity. So from the mouth cavity to the pharynx, from the pharynx to the esophagus, and so from the esophagus we have the stomach, the liver, and the pancreas. So each organ has an important role that plays in the body. So which is, as I mentioned earlier, the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine, and the large intestine, and also the anus. Slide 4 shows how the digestive system works in the body. How the digestive system works, how it works. So the digestive tract is a series of structures and organs like how it works in the bodies. So this is from the mechanical digestion, like chewing and swallowing. Then from the mechanical digestion to the peristaltic mixing and composition. That's from the sorry I mean so that's from the mechanical digestion, the chewing and the swallowing, to the esophagus, from the esophagus to the chemical digestion of the proteins, from there to the liver and all. So these are the how the digestive tract in a series of structures and organs. So these are how we digest systems in our how the digestive system works in our body. The slide sheet contains the function of the digestive system, turning food into nutrients and energy, and how it's after turning the food into nutrients and energy, and here is how it's the digestion. So sorry, I'll go on to the slide 6. The slide 6 talks about the digestion process, how it begins from the mouth. Teeth break down food mechanically, and then enzymes soften the molecules in order to go down the esophagus. Then enzymes are specialized proteins that aid in the accelerating biochemical reaction, e.g. these are the amylase which catalyze hydrolysis of starch into our organs. The slide 7 talks about the mechanical digestions, purely the physical process that does not change the chemical nature of food, and it also make the food smaller to increase both surface and area of mobility. So it also talk about in the stomach, food is further broken down apart, so by moving food back and forth in the intestinal lumen. Segmentation mixes food with digestive system and the facility absorption. So the slide 8 talk about the chemical digestion. So the chemical digestion also starting from the mouth to the digestive secretion, breaking down food complexes into molecules, then also the protein into amino acid. Secretion vary but typically contain water, various enzyme, acid, and salt. So that's the process is completed in the small intestine. So the slide 8 talk about the optimal condition of the enzymes. Then why the slide 10 contain about this as the constituent food group of balanced diet. how we have the five groups of a balanced diet. We have the protein, the carbohydrate, we have the fruits and vegetables, the dairy and others, and also the last one, which is the oil. Slide 11 talks about, these are the summary of the presentation we cover overall from slide 1 to slide 10. The structure and function of the digestive system, the mechanical and the chemical digestion, optimal condition for enzymes and examples of some enzymes, and the constituent food groups of the balanced diet that we made mention earlier. Slide 12, these are the references of from slide 1 to 10. These are the references I use. The Cleveland Clinic 2022 that talks about digestive systems. So these are the available websites. Daniel C 2022, a look inside your digestive system. So these are the available websites of what I use in this write-up. I'm sorry about that. So the slide 13 talks about the alimentary canal, which consists of several sections, each with the distinct histological features. Here is a brief overview of the history of the stomach, which we have the stomach, the duodenum, and the ileum. Number 1, we talks about the mucosa. These are the epithelium, simple columnar epithelium with mucus secreting cell surface that protects the lining from gastric acid. Then we also talk about the submucosa. The submucosa it contains connective tissue, blood vessel, and nerves. So while we talked about the last one, which is the muscularis externa, which composes of three layers of muscle, of smooth muscle, and inner oblique layers, a middle circular layer, and also an outer longitudinal layer, aiding in the churning and mixing food. Then we also have the serosa. The serosa is a protective outer layer that is part of the peritoneum. So my slide 14 talks about I've talked about my slide 13 talks about the alimentary canal, the mucosa. So why my slide 13, my slide 14 talk about the duodenum. So duodenum, in this duodenum we also have the mucosa, which is the epithelium, simple columnar epithelium with microvilli bush border. So it also talks about the mucosa, which contains bonus glands and connective tissues. So it also talk about the muscularis externa, which consists of two layers of the smooth muscle. We have the inner circles and the longitudinal that helps propel crime. So we also have the serosena that is similar to the stomach. So it also talks about the mucosa again, epithelium, submucosa, and the muscularis externa. So here is my slide 15. Slide 15 is the summary of what I've discussed about the stomach, fissure, gastric plates, and gland with special cells for digestion. The duodenum is characterized by Brunner glands and a more pronounced mucosa surface with microvilli. So it also talks about the ileum, that the ileum has a higher number of globule cells and prayer patches for immune surveillances. Then it also talks about this histological variation reflects the functional differences of each section in the digestive process. So here is my slide 16. My slide 16. Here is the liver. The liver plays a crucial role in digestion primarily through the production of bile, which is essential for the emulsification and absorption of fats. In the small intestine, here are the main functions related to digestion. So here the liver plays a crucial role in digestion, primarily through the production of bile, which is essential for the emulsification and absorption of fats in the body in the small intestine. Here are the main function that is related to the digestion. So here we talked about the bile production, which is the liver produced by a digestive fluid that helps to break down fat into smaller droplets, making them easier to digest by enzymes. So what they are trying to say is the bile production, that the liver that produce the bile, so is a digestive fluid that breaks down fats into a smaller droplet, that is making them easier to digest by enzyme. So the metabolism of nutrients, that's the liver processes and store nutrients absorbed from the digestive tract. It converts carbohydrates into glucose it converts carbohydrates into glucose, store vitamins and minerals, and metabolize protein into amino acid. So the metabolism of nutrients are the liver process that store nutrients from the digestive tract. So that which also converts the carbohydrate into the glucose, and also store vitamins and minerals that introduce vitamins and minerals and metabolize proteins into the amino acid. The detoxification is the liver detoxify. How we detoxify our liver? The liver detoxify harmful substances from the how we detoxify the liver harmful substances from the blood, including drugs and alcohol, ensuring that the digestive process does not introduce toxin into the body. So we make sure this detoxification is whereby the liver, it detoxify harmful substances from the blood, including the drugs and alcohol, so ensuring that the digestive process does not include toxin into the body. Here we talk about the regulation of blood sugar, how we can regulate our blood sugar in the body. The liver helps maintain stable blood sugar level by releasing or storing glucose as needed. So the regulation of the blood sugar in our body, the liver helps in maintaining a stable blood sugar levels by releasing and storing glucose as needed. So while we talked about the synthesis of protein, the liver is synthesize various proteins that are essential for blood clotting and other vital function. So overall of this, the liver is integral to digestion by facilitating the breakdown and absorption of nutrients, while also managing detoxification and metabolic process. The 17th slide is the end of the presentation. Thank you.